Hey y'all, welcome to the Greek Chorus, a podcast hosted by two friends from New York who met in college and moved to LA.
We're yapping about how we're using our degrees and charm to navigate this amazing city. I'm Issa Providence.
And I'm Jordan Tate Burrows.
And we're the Greek Chorus.
Hey guys, so this is a fun little moment. We have our first guest on the pod. Woo! Ian, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Ian Strom, boyfriend of Issa Providence, in-house sound guy.
Him.
Happy Valentines Day, everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day.
My boyf is here today. Yeah, he does all of our sound.
I know, he's really good at it.
Other than the editing, I will not take credit. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Okay. We thought it would be actually like so fucking funny if me, the single person, interviewed, but it also like really cool, interviewed a couple who one person is not invested in the entertainment industry and one person is deeply invested in the entertainment industry, like how they balance their lives and careers and just existing as a duo.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
You're like, I agree. But first, Issa and Ian, we're god and goddesses of the day.
You want to go first?
I will go first. My god of the day is recovering from surgery. I just had a appendectomy over the weekend. I missed that Super Bowl. That kind of sucked.
Well, you didn't miss it, but
Well, yeah, I missed it for all intents and purposes. Yeah.
You missed the experience of it.
Yes, I
He's
did.
appendixless now.
Yeah,
Nuts.
whatever that means.
Yeah. You still don't know what an appendix. No one knows what an appendix is.
I asked if they showed it to him, and he said no. And I was like, that's so boring.
That's like if I asked if after my reduction that they showed me like.
But the appendix has to have some form, right? It's like getting your wisdom teeth removed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something to it.
Yeah.
I looked it up and it weighs 6 grams.
Wow, lost a lot of weight there.
Yeah, I think it's like the robot like sucks it out, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
so
had
like
maybe
a
it's
floating
in the robot.
No, I think it cuts it out. I had a laparoscopic appendectomy. I have 3 small incisions, and they pretty much just go in with these like little robot sticks and like
Which is crazy.
cut me up. It's crazy, yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a champ for doing this.
Yeah,
I was
thanks.
like, Ian, we don't have to do a podcast episode, but
Yeah.
you want to be asked questions.
Yeah, of course I do.
Damn it, you've earned it.
Yeah.
Said, I want to talk about myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Funny.
Yeah.
Issa, what about you?
My goddess of the day is chores, goddess of chores.
Okay.
Yesterday, I cleaned the whole apartment.
It's looking spotless.
Thank you. I even mopped. I cleaned all of Bonzo's food bowls, everything. And then today I went and got a lot of groceries. And also went to the Goodwill outlet. That was really fun.
I do have to say thank you very much for cleaning the whole apartment.
But of course.
Heck yeah.
What about you, Joe? Who is your
Thanks for
goddess of the
asking.
day?
I think I'm the goddess of. Who even is she? I was talking to a friend from New York, from Q's, but just in general, like I was talking to a few people, and apparently, not in a bad way, but and you as well. People are like, "Oh, that's crazy that they moved to LA. That's literally nuts. Like that's crazy."
Really?
And I was like, "This is very on brand for me. Like you guys haven't put the 2 and 2 together that I would do that." And so that's why, like it's all in good spirits, but who even am I? Like
You're so mysterious.
I'm so mysterious, and like I do what you don't expect, but also it's like, yeah, of course. So that's my goddess of the day.
Fun.
And do you guys want to get into the questions now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just say maybe talk a little bit closer to the mic.
Yes. Guys, I'm in such... the 3 mics are so funny.
We only have 2 mic stands, so Joe's mic is on part of my backdrop
Yeah.
rig right now. So
Yeah,
It's
I'm
working.
honored.
It's working.
working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
No one said we were a professional production here.
Hey, not yet. Not yet. Spotify. Hey, if you guys want to give us a studio,
Let us know.
let us know.
We did have a conversation the other day where we like suddenly started looking at studio apartments, or not studio
No,
apartments. Like,
yes.
Office spaces.
like office spaces for
But
rent
also
in
studio
Los
apartments.
Angeles. Yeah.
Yes. Well, there was this there's this like company that does rentals for like 23 an hour for studio space, and they give you like 15-minute grace periods.
Wow, that's nice.
And I was like, if we're that desperate, no I'm
Yeah.
kidding. We're actually doing pretty good.
Yeah, it for what it's worth, we're pretty decent over here. But
Yeah.
yeah, I did go down the rabbit hole of like, if we had $2,500 to spend, I
Yeah.
could get this
Yeah.
really nice office and trick it out. But alas,
Yeah.
we do
Alas,
not.
yet. Invite us to Wicked and then we will.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into it. So, if your love story was adapted to film, who would you want to portray you, and who would you want to portray your partner?
See, Ian and I, this is the only question that Ian and I have talked about because Ian doesn't know a single actor or actress. None. So
That
he
would
was
be
like,
able to reproduce my character. I'm just so complex.
You're just so, that's okay.
and I even gave him the like, they don't even have to be in our age range now, but it could be like if they were our age, and he was like, I don't know. And I was
Ian's
like,
like
okay.
Yeah.
young Leo
I did have a
DiCaprio.
hard time. Yeah. But that being said, Issa thinks I look like Drew Starkey, and
Yes.
I don't. I think me saying that is a humble brag, so I'm going to rescind that.
You're like, I don't think it, but I just want to put it into the space.
Yeah.
People do think that about me.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Well, that's who I put because I think they look alike.
Yeah, they had the same like facial structure.
Yeah, and like the buzzed head, you
Yeah.
know, tall. I don't know. So that's who I put. And then for myself, I put Saoirse Ronan because
totally.
I think I was saying this to Ian, like, I think her like playfulness is more like mine than other actresses, because other actresses, when they get like playful and funny, go like ditzy or like
Yeah, you're not.
stupid. And I'm like, that's not the kind of funny that I am. So I need someone to play me that would be like grounded in their funniness.
Yeah, that wouldn't make it like a ditzy blonde, but make it like a funny, grounded blonde.
Yeah. You get me.
I think it would be directed by Greta Thunberg.
Greta Thunberg?
Queen.
Greta Gerwig?
No, Ian's like, I stand by it. Greta
No,
Thunberg.
Greta Gerwig. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
We can cut that out.
I was
Also,
gonna say
like-
like Sofia Coppola, but like love Greta Gerwig.
I see that too.
I like the way Greta Gerwig directs love. I think.
Aw, yeah.
I think they do a really good job of that.
Well, Ian was also like, wouldn't you just play yourself? And I was like, so true.
So
Yeah.
true.
But that's not the question. But
Okay, well,
Greta
Ian's
Gerwig.
answer is Issa Providence as
Yeah.
As Issa
as
Strom.
Ian
as
Strom.
Ian Strom. No, that's me. The lesbian love story. Oh, that's so
It's an
funny.
adaptation for sure.
Fucking dead.
based on-
Speaking of Issa being in movies, because it's a will and when question, how would both of you as a couple tackle if Issa and when Issa goes on location for X amount of time?
You want to go?
Sure. So right now, our current living situation, we live in a 1-bedroom apartment, and I work from home. And I work in a completely unrelated industry, and I have a 9-to-5. It's fine. I like my job. But I think we do end up spending a lot of time with each other. And I think either if I was working, like a regular position where I was going into the office 5 days a week, or if Issa was working, whatever job it may be, like right now we do spend a significant amount of time with each other. And I think we could do with less. Not saying that.
Okay.
No, not saying that I think we don't handle that well, but I think distance makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah.
I also think at the start of our relationship, like when I was still in college, we were only seeing each other on the weekends. So like it's not like we haven't not been in the vicinity of each other. And especially when he still lived in the city, we like there was one point where we didn't see each other for like a month or something. But
Yeah.
I mean, whenever we're not spending the night with each other, it's FaceTime. Like FaceTime is our best friend for sure. And we're both really responsive on our phones too. But I think FaceTime at the end of the night is definitely like the best friend in this situation.
Yeah, but I don't think there would be much strain from a situation where Issa was on location for,
Yeah.
I mean, we've even had conversations like you submitted for Pride and Prejudice or Sense and Sensibility.
Sensibility.
Sense and Sensibility at Syracuse Stage, and we that would be a 3-month endeavor. Right?
6 weeks.
Oh,
A month and a half.
Month and a half. Never mind.
But like, yeah, the scenario of like, oh, I want to go do this show, be away for like 6 weeks, and like maybe he'd come for opening.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then it's like he's there in the middle of it type thing.
Or like if you were shooting The Hobbit 6 and
Yeah.
you were in New Zealand, like Ian would come for
I
like
would
a
totally
week.
come
Like,
to New
Yeah.
Zealand.
yeah.
Especially if I still have a remote job, I'd be going all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my! I was talking to my mom about not that single, but I was talking to my mom about this because, when you get an agent, they ask you like, where are you local, or where can you be local? And I have a lot of family in Verona, Italy, and I was like, I can be local to Italy. I don't think that I don't think if I get a project in Italy, I think you'd put me up. But my mom was
But
like,
technically speaking,
I'm going with you, bet.
Yeah.
Like if you
that's
go to
how
Italy.
I always feel about like New York stuff. I'm
Yeah, I
like, just
am.
get me there, and then I got my housing on lock. But,
Yeah.
like,
If you want to, like, I'll even fly Spirit.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do it.
give me the cheapest ticket, 3 stops.
Yeah. I'm not picky about it. It's just
Yeah.
you
46
cover
hours
that.
of layovers.
Done. Yeah. Even like the $50 a day, like, fine, I'll take
Yeah.
it. Like, I'll add it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't ever think that you guys would make it an issue. I think it's just something that a lot of actors, at least for me, like, when I imagine being with a partner one day with my other celebrity partner, JK, but how I would handle like being in different time zones and stuff like that. And just you guys
Yeah.
are pretty chill. I feel like you guys would not make it a thing. But
yeah.
No, I don't think it would be a thing ever.
Especially because he works a 9 to 5. It's like most of the day he can be occupied anyways.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
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 Speaking of Ian's work and Issa's work, there is so much work uncertainty in the entertainment industry. Does that ever not change, but put pressure or affect the dynamic ever?
I think the biggest thing is like when I'm not working that much, I feel bad that I'm not providing as much. But at this point, we share all of our money pretty much. So it's like if I were to have a really big week, that whatever amount of money is still ours at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And if I have a small week, whatever money he makes is still ours at the end of the day. So it's like,
There's no middle. It's just our money, sort of. But yeah, I think in a non-fiscal related conversation about how uncertainty in acting work is, I think back to your point of sometimes I feel bad that I'm not working when he's working. We had this conversation the other day where you were like, oh, sometimes I feel bad because you're working and I'm not working and I haven't worked in a week or something like that. And I said, I have literally never thought about that ever. And
I'm like, thank God.
and even to that point, I'm like, the only time we're talking about it is when I'm coming into the room to say hi, when it's like 10 a.m. and I should be working, but I'm
Ian's
I'm done with this
my
right
boss
now.
isn't gonna listen to this.
So yeah, I think, and in that way, I think your sort of resilience in, there's a lot of rejection in this industry, and it's all involved of like submit, and you might hear back to one or two things out of 50 or 60 or however many submissions it is. I think that is a little bit inspiring to me in a way of like applying to jobs is the same exact way. You have to apply, and kind of seeing that is a little inspiring.
I mean, I feel like as an actor, and Joe would probably say the same thing, I submit for all these things and then I don't even think about it unless they want me to self-tape. I'm like, I don't even know how many I apply to in one day because I just do it. And it's like the first one of the day, I'll write the little message and then I'll copy it so that I can just paste it into anything else. And if they need specific instructions, I'll like type it in. But like, I'm so mindless about it that it's so like, okay, this is my description, da, 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 da. But like, I don't even think about it after I submit it, unless it's like, oh, I really want that thing. I really want them to contact me. And then 10 minutes later, I'm like, I don't even remember.
Yeah, no, it's truly like I have it pinned on my notes app, and let's say like I don't do this, but let's say I'm stuck in still traffic going like on the 101 and I'm not driving technically. I'll be like, submit.
Yeah.
It's like a whole thing, but to your point, I think keeping an open mind about the other, and like an open respect to the other's endeavors is really imperative. Is like just having even friendships outside of the industry.
Totally.
So, yeah.
Totally.
Go Ian. Go Ian. You just said like that was so articulate about what actors do. It's like you live with an actor.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, he always says that his favorite quality of mine is that I'm like super optimistic.
You are.
And I think that goes into him talking about just like submitting all day, every day.
Yeah. No, I would doing that by myself, having no outside influence from her would be like torture. I would hate it so much.
You're like actually living hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's really, I mean, that kind of goes into my like next question, which is, I think you guys specifically, and that's something that I've always respected about you both, is that you communicate in a very healthy way and in a very positive way that a lot of couples our age don't know how to do. Let's say, I don't know, like the hypothetical, like is someone, there's like a miscommunication and a misunderstanding about like one person's week in terms of their job. How would you guys go about working through that?
I feel like we don't really have misunderstandings. I feel like I don't really know what he does. Like I do and I don't. Like I know that he's a software engineer, but like I don't know the ins and outs of that. So I think sometimes we'll run into this if he's like, oh, I'm just gonna like see what jobs are out there, and then I'm like, oh, this job seems awesome, and he's like, I don't know that, and I'm like, you say which things you know,
You're
and
like,
then
I'm hearing the words that come out of your mouth.
Yeah. I'm like, what is C++? What is Java? What is the difference? I don't know. Like, and like stuff like that, I feel like is the most I don't understand about his job. It's like when I look on paper, it's like, I think you're qualified for this because this is pretty much exactly what you do in your other job, but they want this specific thing, and I don't know if you actually know how to do this or whatever it is. But I feel like you are pretty understanding of what the actor world is like now that you've lived with me for 6 months.
Yeah, and I think also inherently being an actor is a little more interesting than being a software engineer. So I think we end up talking about your work a lot more than we talk about my work, which is fine. So I think I know a lot more about what goes into your work aside from just like applying to submitting to stuff and doing self-tapes. Just because, I mean, your work is also more consumable than my work.
Right.
Where as someone who loves film, I'm able to look at an actor and like realize, oh, that actor's a good actor, or
Right.
there is clarity in that way.
Yeah. He also like is the one that reads the lines for my self tapes most of the time. So he like sees me set it up. He knows the framing at this point. He knows if I want to do it again, and that is okay. Sometimes he doesn't give me feedback when I want it, but he's like, I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention. And I'm like,
sometimes I give you feedback that you don't want.
Yeah, that's true too. It's like, I think this line is this way. And I'm like, well, that's not how I interpreted it. So I'm going to do it my way, but that's okay.
You're like, that's a line read. But
Yeah. And then
just
be
reminds me
looked
of-
down upon, but
yeah, you're very, like, you have this very keen skill that not a lot, as someone who is, most of her family is not in the industry, and talks to me all the time about it and tries to understand, like, you have a very, like, good way of understanding the industry. And I think you don't, I'm glad that we're doing this because he doesn't vocalize this a lot.
Yeah.
Remember, like, the other day when I was being cyberbullied? And I was like, I called you and I was like, I think I was just cyberbullied, and like you talked me down, and then I was like, Ian, like, because you're my friend, I'm like, what did you think? And you were like, I don't know the etiquette. And then we hung up, and then you turned to Issa and was like, I knew the etiquette, I just didn't want to sing.
To be fair, I listened to them talk about this for 15 minutes and say the same thing over and over again, and
we
I
were
was like,
talking in circles.
you guys settled it. Like, I have nothing more to say. Yeah.
It's such a boy answer.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that sometimes it's nice to have like a boy to answer things. Like today,
You
I
know,
like
bullshit.
like I got this dress at the Goodwill outlets, and I was like, this is so cute, like, right? It's like so like 90s, and he's like
Oh, God.
yeah, it's very 90s. And I was like, what, you don't like it? And he was like, it looks like a mom is like going out for drinks. And I was like,
No. I
you
said
so
it looks like a mom is going out for a girls' night out.
But
It's
that's
two
our-
different
Still a
things.
mom.
It's two different things.
Wait, but that's our friend group's aesthetic.
I was like, and it's really cute.
No,
I really enjoy
think,
this dress.
I will
Polka dots
say,
are in this year.
I will say after you made it into a mini dress, it was a lot better.
Except I'm not going to tailor the dress into a mini dress.
God damn it.
I don't have a
I can
sewing
help
machine.
you.
We'll talk.
We'll chat.
Maybe that's a Valentine's Day gift. Late Valentine's Day gift.
Sewing machine.
Ian just gets a sewing machine and it's like,
Yeah.
it's February
It's like,
13th.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Wait, oh my God.
Yeah.
Guys, that's tomorrow.
Yeah.
God. It's good going by too fast. Okay, so I guess that brings me to how do people in your, as being one of these people, how do people in like both of your direct peripheries react to either Issa being an actor or Issa dating someone not in the industry? How have you guys received that?
I think the only time I really get reactions from Ian not being an actor is if I'm on set and I'm like, oh yeah, my boyfriend. They're like, oh, he's an actor. And I'm like, no, he's a software engineer. And they're like, oh. And like surprised that he's not an actor. Yeah. Ian's family's been really nice about it. I feel like his grandma asks all the time. She's like, anything new? Anything changed? And I'm like, no.
You're like still working.
Yeah, still trotting along, but they've been really nice. I don't know what their like initial reactions were.
None of them were bad. My mom, when I first talked to her about moving in with you, like we were planning on moving out to Los Angeles, and at that point, she was just like, oh, Issa, Ian's girlfriend, I like her, she's nice. That's like sort of the only level that she knew Issa on. But when I first brought up moving out to Los Angeles with you, she was like obviously there's a concern of money there, and we talked about how we were going to handle things financially before we came out here, because Los Angeles is an expensive place, and you do have to find ways to work around that, and not that you've had to you've had enough work to be able to not have like a side gig or anything like that. But you're willing to, and that's something, like, she was like, oh, does she have a plan if this doesn't work out, and yada yada yada. And I feel like that's the classic trope of like, what's your plan B, what are you gonna do?
I have none.
I was,
Well, exactly, it's like, no, I'm gonna be an actor, like, I'm not,
I have sub plans to help me get to plan A, but like,
I'm not going to be like a teacher that does acting on the side. I'm going to be an actor.
I was always told, if you have a plan B, you already think your plan A is going to fail.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, I'm not going to have a plan B, because like, I don't want plan A to fail. Like, I don't want to have to plan a plan B, but
I forget who it was on the Murder on the Orient Express cast. But someone on the Murder on the Orient Express cast said that it was better that I was not in the industry. Maybe it was
I agree too. I think it's
Barbara?
no, I don't think it was Barbara. I think it was Poirot. No, it wasn't Poirot. It was the conductor.
Tanner
Said that.
Shout out Tanner.
Shout out Tanner. Sorry, I forgot your name, Tanner. I really liked you. But his husband is not in the industry, correct?
No, he's not.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that probably was why
Influence.
he was like,
Yeah.
But I will say, I've not that I want to talk, but I think that it is healthier, at least I think it is healthier to have space from the industry, because it's so like 100%. And for anyone in any industry, it's you for hours and hours and hours a day, you put your whole brain into something, and then you don't want to necessarily have to be like, okay, I'm gonna stay on for that. I think it's really healthy to have space from it.
yeah.
You know? So
I very strategically or intentionally made sure that my freshman year roommate was not a drama kid. I was like, no, I want to go to class and then come home and not still talk about school.
yeah.
But even if I was an actor, we wouldn't have the conflict of applying for the same roles.
No,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It might be, I could understand some jealousy brewing if I had booked a role or something from your side, because I don't have the formal education that both of you have. But that's not, I'm not pursuing acting. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're also a guy, so you probably would book more than
Yeah.
we do in general. But
Ian's a white man.
yeah.
Yeah. What can I say?
You're like my two worst traits.
Yeah.
My two fatal flaws.
Oh, man.
Okay. PSA to anyone who wants to date an actor: just don't date an actor who's your type. Like, I mean, casting type.
Yeah.
Please date someone who's your type. Whatever that is, I don't care.
And if you like people that look like yourself, then maybe don't be an actor.
Maybe make sure they're not in the industry, or
Yeah.
don't be in the industry yourself. Okay, we were just talking about booking roles. Like, if you booked a role, or if Issa booked a role.
Not that
Now-
Ian is trying to book
Not that
Let's be clear.
Well, if you guys have any business inquiries,
watch CAA, just email Ian in the next 2 minutes.
right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about being in Dune? No, I'm kidding. So you can be like very outgoing, but sometimes you take your time to be outgoing, and that's a great quality. But how do you? That sounded
Sometimes it's nice if you
that
shut up.
sounded that sounded facetious. It was genuine. No, Ian doxes me all the time. So, okay, how do you feel about the very real potential for fame?
Thank you.
Well, yeah. Like, no, you're my friend. I don't believe in you. Like, what? No, but it's okay. It will happen. But how do you feel about the oncoming potential for fame for Issa and the inherent appearances that you will make as a supporting partner at premieres or red carpets or award shows?
We had
talked about this.
Yeah, we talked about this the other night on a walk, and I don't mind. Like in like
Ian's like, I'm ready to strut down the red carpet.
yeah, exactly. No, I not that I've necessarily like actively right now have a desire for fame, and I don't think that you do either. I think you want to be successful in your career, but fame is just a byproduct of that.
Yeah,
Fame
that's
is a
how I
byproduct
always
of success.
Yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
always describe it. Is like, I'm not in this to be famous because you
shouldn't be in this for.
But
yeah.
like, I want to be successful, and in order to be successful in this industry, you end up being famous.
Yeah, I guess instead of fame, I'd say like notoriety or in Issa's success. And
Yeah.
like having to just be there.
But we were talking about. Sorry, you didn't. You keep going.
I think, yeah, I definitely wouldn't. I'm happy to make public appearances, and I'm happy to be as public of a partner as Issa would like me to be. I have, no problem with any of that thing. And we talked like on our walk where we discussed this. We talked about this, and in the past, like I grew up a musician and had dreams of being a musician, and I still like write music, and not that I'm actively pursuing music, but if
You're very
I were
good at it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But in the future, if I were to really like that's always a possibility of like I'm actively writing songs, and not that I'm actively trying to get those produced or anything like that, but that's something that would come along with music as well.
Yeah.
Well,
for
we
sure.
talk about like, if I was Margot Robbie, is he still gonna work his software engineering job? Like, probably not. Like, that'd be slightly odd.
Ian's gonna just have a garage full of bikes in the Hollywood Hills.
No, we had this conversation. I'm like, I'm not sure that I would do software engineering anymore, but
Need something to keep him busy.
but I would work. Like I would do
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
and whether that work would be like
Own a bar.
own a
or, like-
bar, or like one of my other hobbies is pottery, like have a pottery studio, or try to invest more in my music abilities. It sounds really like I'm trying to schmooze off of you, but but like in the event that you were ridiculously famous and we had unlimited amounts of money,
He's just
I
making
don't
like
think I would
$200
work.
million for
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
He doesn't have to work his job that's paying him like $70K a year. He's like, I just need to provide too, actually.
Yeah. But no, I would work. I would do something.
Yeah.
Like I think I would go crazy without a purpose for like channeling my ambition.
Yeah.
We've
So-
also talked about how like Adam Sandler is wildly famous and his wife has a normal people job.
Yeah.
But if I saw his wife walking down the street, I wouldn't automatically know that's Adam Sandler's wife.
Yeah.
So like, and she goes to red carpets. It's not like she hasn't been in the spotlight, but she's not famous just because her husband is overly famous. And I feel like that's kind of more of what we would channel, is like, he's gonna be there, but he's not gonna like, I mean, unless you want to, like, pick up a commercial because he happens to be my husband,
Yeah.
Whatever pays the bills.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was talking to someone and she was like, commercials are literally insane. She was like, oh yeah, this person that I know just booked a commercial. It was one day of work, $30,000.
Holy shit. What was it for? Do you know?
KFC.
That's insane.
And I was
What
like,
the
I don't want.
KFC pays those big bucks.
Alex Earl was in 4 Super Bowl commercials.
Oh,
Queen
that's crazy.
probably made like
For the next 10 years.
Yeah. Like, she probably made more than $1 million.
I did see a video recently of like kind of like praising how good of an influencer Alex Earl is. Like she is there for everything.
She's everywhere.
Yeah.
She's so young. She's our age.
Yeah.
She's like 24.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, that's insane. First of all, you look real old, but that's because
I know. I thought she was. I didn't know she was
I
24.
thought she was like 32.
Yeah.
I think she
and I were, like, aging
graduated
her up.
the year before us. Isn't
That's
that insane?
wild.
Yeah, she's like 24 or 25.
That makes me want to jump into traffic.
Yeah, it's because she has a lot of work done and she wears makeup all the time. She looks
Sure.
more normal.
She looks fantastic.
Yeah,
But
but yeah, everyone is saying that she's literally everywhere all the time. 4 Super Bowl commercials. That's
I would
insane.
love one.
Yeah, I'm like, give it up, girly. Like,
Can I
spread the wealth.
share the wealth? Like,
Yeah.
spread the joy. Okay, so you guys sort of already were talking about this, but flash forward 10 years. Mm-hmm. What do you see?
Job security.
Yeah, fuck.
Hopefully, if my stars align, I am secure in my job. We have a house. We have kids. We live as much of a normal life as someone who is in movies can live. And we're happy.
Aww.
That's the goal.
Yeah, I don't think either of us want the like go out party every night, go to like this club, meet this like
I
don't
want
do that now.
yeah, exactly. Which like to our point, like why would we start doing that if we
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
After this, we're gonna make dinner and then watch Avatar: The Last Airbender in bed.
Oh my
and go to bed.
god. Wait, what season are you guys on?
it's her first time watching it.
Yeah.
Issa.
Yeah.
Wait, what episode are you guys on?
We're
Season 1, episode.
we just got to the Northern Water Temple.
Oh,
Yeah, Northern Water Tribe. Sorry.
Yeah.
you're in for the ride of your life.
I'm
That
excited.
is-
It's good so far.
The next 3 episodes, I think it's 3,
Yeah.
are literally insane.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
You have to watch Korra. I love Korra.
Yeah. Cora's good.
But yeah, I think we just like we don't want to. We've also talked like stars align. We have all the money in the world. We don't want to live in a house that's 10,000 square feet. You know,
Oh,
like,
No, no.
what are you supposed to do with all that space? Like, what?
No,
What is
Issa
that?
also has more expensive taste in houses than I do. Like she goes on that is true. Yeah, she'll go on Trulia. Like her favorite pastime is just looking at houses
So
and
good.
apartments on Trulia.
Yeah.
And like we'll be like I remember when I first found out about this hobby and it was fun. Like I
Yeah.
I could sit with her for like 15 minutes
Yeah.
and watch her look at houses. Now I'm like, okay, I can't do this anymore.
Because I'm like,
But-
oh my god, look at this little quaint one in the hills, $3 million. He's like, yeah.
But she'll
right.
literally like go to her search filters and set her minimum at like 2 million. And I'm like, girl, get real. In this economy,
But
come
I'm
on.
like, stars align, we can spend that on a house. Also, like, for the longest time, as like a kid, because I would also like house hunt when I was like 12.
Yeah.
I was like, in order to buy a $2 million house, you need to have $2 million cash in your bank account. That's not how houses work. You don't
No.
need all of that. I mean, it'd be nice if you could pay cash for it, but like,
No,
that's not
blood
actually
money at that point.
But then if you're financing it, then you have to have $30,000 a month to
Yeah.
pay for $1 million mortgage.
Okay, fine.
But
We
if
don't have that
Issa's
money
getting
yet.
3 movies a year where she's making $200 million per movie, like,
That'd be pretty crazy.
that'd be nuts.
That'd be wild.
Yeah. That would
Do
be like,
whatever the fuck I want.
yeah.
Yeah. But
That'd be
also-
like tycoon style money.
that would be what's his name? Like oh god, the guy who the Iron.
Robert Downey Jr.
No, not Iron Man. Like
Oh,
the
Iron-
Robert Barons.
The Rockefellers?
Yes, Rockefellers. That's
The
some Iron.
Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts.
Yeah, literally,
All of
that's
them combined.
That's some Robert Baron money right there. You know what I mean?
If we're talking
wish.
current day, the Six.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna turn down 3 $200 million movies
Yeah.
just because it's tycoon money.
Yeah.
Issa starts the next goop.
I'll donate.
Yeah. Ian, what about you?
10 years from now?
Um,
We're gonna be old.
yeah.
34.
I don't like to think.
34.
Oh wait, 33. How old am I? Sorry.
Issa's so much more of a planner than I am. And
That's true.
I don't think about the future that often. I think about, like, the most I'll ever think about the future is, okay, we're making a plan for, like, vacation or travel, or, like, I always entertain Issa's silly little ideas.
I throw baby names at him multiple times a week.
Multiple times a day.
I didn't today.
You haven't today.
Today.
I'm still young.
Yeah.
He's just like, Sam, Oliver.
Yeah. No, but yeah, like, even I applied to a job in London the other day.
That's
and,
awesome.
I didn't get it.
Damn, fuck.
But, like, as soon as I applied to this job in London, she, like, went back to Trulia
Hey,
No.
and was like,
Right move. Trulia doesn't do abroad.
sorry,
Get it right.
right move.
Trulia, if you want to sponsor this pod,
Oh my god. Getting Trulia merch would actually be the best day of my entire life.
Oh
12-year-old
my
me would
God.
be like, you made it, girl.
you made it. Queen, this is better than the Wicked premiere. Having a
Trulia merch would
sweatshirt.
be insane.
That would be pretty
So
crazy.
funny.
Imagine going into a movie and being like, yeah, can you bring my Trulia sponsored merch into the movie and somewhere some background actor has to wear it?
That's weird. Or like the phone thing where you're like swiping on Trulia.
Yeah.
Like this is
Oh,
very
yeah.
obvious like product
Yeah.
placement. And
Yeah.
you're like, Queen, like I know who's
What was
sponsoring
it, Chevy
this.
in the newest Barbie movie?
Oh, yeah.
They had a crazy
yeah, they had a
product.
The fucking car chase, that's way too long.
It was like literally staring at the car
So
badges for
funny.
90% of the car
There
chase.
was have you guys seen it? They canceled it, and I think it was a really funny show, but it was kind of like The Office for movies. I told you about it. It's called The
Oh,
Franchise.
yeah.
And like episode 5, it was so funny. They like got this product deal with this like Chinese farming company, and they had to like put a tractor in the scene somehow.
Right.
The whole episode was like, how do we make this giant red tractor fit in this alien spaceship? And like, it's just so bad.
That
like,
makes so much sense.
Yeah, exactly. They made it like it shot lasers or something like that. Like, it was
Yeah.
so stupid. And then they like declared war on that country. I don't know if I can say that on the pod, so I'm not going to. But yeah. Anyways, to kind of wrap this up, because I talk to you guys probably twice a day. Like you see FaceTimes from me all the time. But do you guys have any questions for me?
Yes, I have two. One of them
Yay.
you kind of already answered.
Okay, but I'll
the first
answer. Oh
one-
yeah, more.
Was, would you date an actor?
Yes.
Okay.
I would. I think I totally would. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Well, it's also like because of our profession, that's like where you would organically meet people.
Yes,
anyways.
and I prefer organically meeting, but I'm not opposed to non-organically meeting people. But I think my stipulation is that they have to be the most chill person ever and be okay with being supportive and being really, really, really openly communicative. And if they happen to be an actor or a musician or someone in the industry, cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And that makes it easier for me. But I don't know. I think it's not really about the profession. It's just about who the person is and if they're down to sort of go on the roller coaster with me.
The roller coaster of love.
The roller coaster of love.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. There is some things like, I'm kind of glad Ian's not an actor because I know he's not kissing anybody.
Yeah.
I'm like too jealous to think about him going and filming some love movie and being like, he's gonna hold hands with another girl.
I am better than you.
What?
You had you did
Ian's
Murder
like-
on the Orient Express.
Oh yeah. Well,
Ian's like, I don't get jealous.
that's what I'm saying. I couldn't
if
do that.
If I was in God, I'm forgetting all of the cast's names now.
John's role.
If I was in John's role and it was not you, if it was someone else, would you be jealous?
Well, yes, but I wouldn't be like, you can't do that. Like, obviously, that's part of the story.
Yeah, like she wouldn't, like, no person loves to see their partner, like, if they're in the industry, like, mac on someone else, but
Yeah.
Issa understands it's your job.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if like student films and stuff that do no pay are like intimacy, I'm like, it's not worth it.
No.
I'm like, you got to pay me at least $600 a day to kiss someone else. Like,
If you're paying me the big bucks and there's an intimacy coordinator, okay, like,
yeah, exactly.
we'll just talk about we'll just communicate about it.
Yeah.
with-
Yeah.
And same goes with you guys. I don't think it's a huge difference if I date an actor versus not. It's just more of if they're mature enough to handle the things that come with dating an actor,
Yeah.
which is,
Do you
yeah.
think actors are inherently more equipped to deal with those things?
No.
No?
Not inherently more. Sorry that I like interrupted you, but that was just such a visceral reaction.
No worries.
No, I don't think so. Some actors are the most mature and most articulate people that I've ever met, and some of them are the opposite and the most immature, least articulate and toxic people on the planet because they have this inherent competitive side to them that they always are striving for. Okay, we're at the top of this mountain, it's the bottom of the next. So
Yeah.
like, where can I go?
Yeah.
And sometimes people take that too far.
Yeah.
I don't
mean-
think it has. Oh, yeah.
No, you go.
Yeah, I just don't think it has to do with like an actor, because I mean, there's you guys. You guys are extremely understanding, and I don't think that would change whether or not you were an actor. I just think it depends on the person.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'll accept that answer.
You accepted? I was like,
My second question, and this may be a little existential.
oh, okay.
Is-
You know, I love my existential questions.
Do you even want a partner right now?
I was literally thinking about this in the car on the way here.
Like, because there is like a difference in like dating around and like actually being in a relationship, you know?
Yeah, totally. So, okay. If you had asked me this question like 2 weeks ago, I would have said, no, like, oh my God, like, let me single in LA. Not that I do anything. I haven't been even been on like a date here. Whatever. But this is so stupid. I saw a friend sing Being Alive on a live stream the other day. Sobbed. I was like, Being Alive. It's like, yeah, you know what? I think I miss the I miss the idea of someone to come home to. And yeah, there's my family and I love them and my friends and I love them and I'm making amazing friends and establishing deeper connections here in LA, but it's different than having someone.
Yeah.
I don't want to date around. I'm not really a dating around kind of person. To each their own. Like, hey, if you're listening to this and you want to date around, like, I will be the best fucking wing woman ever. But it's just not for me, and I think, which is hard because to find a partner now, I inherently have to do some digging.
Yeah.
And date around a little bit, which is annoying to me. I don't like that. I'm actually like embarrassingly bad at first dates. Like I ordered soup on my first ever date, like and then I paid in cash and I didn't let him open the door for me. Like it was bad. It was bad.
Paying cash is crazy.
Yeah. The second time I hit a car. I was driving because I was so embarrassed during the first date. I was like, so I'm not good at it, but I know I have to do it. But if it comes, I'm not looking actively, but I'm not looking.
No.
And I think I'm open to it. And I'd like to have that connection again because LA, no matter how many amazing people in your circle that you can have, it does get lonely sometimes. And living alone does get lonely. And so...
Well, do you think that having a roommate would...
I think that all the time. I'm
Yeah.
like, am I missing a partner or am I just missing someone to yap with that I don't have to FaceTime?
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
fair.
mean?
Also, like, I think I've talked about this before with Issa, and I think both of us would have gone insane if we had moved out to LA separately and we were living separately with each other. And that's like one of the biggest differences that I noticed between Los Angeles and New York is in New York, I mean, granted, I was living in Midtown Manhattan, so I'm like surrounded
You were so
by people.
brave.
Yeah, I was
God's
surrounded by people
strongest
all the
soldier.
time. You feel really, it's really easy in New York to feel like you're lonely, but I think in Los Angeles you can feel like truly alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest differences that I've noticed from here to New York is like I can go on a walk and like in New York I sort of feel connected to everyone that's walking around me. We're sort of all doing our thing and we all are having this very similar experience of where we are.
Yeah.
In Los Angeles I feel completely different about where I'm walking around my neighborhood and I'm like, I don't know what that person is. They probably have a life story that I can't relate to at all.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
very different in that way.
Or you might not even see someone on your walk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty of times where we go on a walk and there's no one around.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm open. That's my answer.
If it comes, it comes.
If it comes, it comes. That's cool. Hey, to whoever's gonna listen to this in like a year from now, or 2 or 10, who knows, or 50 if I'm real lucky. But Bonzo, will you be my Valentine? Bonzo's staring at me for like 2 seconds.
Bonzo deflected that question
He's
for
giving
the
me
record.
the cold shoulder. I just got rejected from my cat. That's great.
Well,
Okay.
you just need to adopt like a really cuddly cat, and then like
Yeah.
Bonzo wouldn't be for you.
yeah.
Yeah. I know. It's
Plus, he's
okay.
our cat, so back off.
So
Whoa.
realistically,
You're like, he's our son.
yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any hot topics today? Ian would like to be a part of hot topics.
Yeah, Ian, you start with the hot topics.
He has one.
I have one hot topic.
Okay.
I have a couple.
Recently, Ethan and I went out to see Anora.
Yes.
And while I thought it was a good movie, I'm not sure if it is Best Picture worthy. And
This is a very hot topic because it just won Best Picture at Critics' Choice as well.
And this is why I'd like to add that I'm willing to change my opinion. I'm willing to hear other people out. I just didn't find that there was much subversive meaning to the movie. I didn't think like I understand that. As a man, I can't really put myself in the shoes of Anora as a character feeling her image feeling so reliant on her own
Sensuality.
on her own sexuality and appearance, and that's something that I can't really relate to. And not that I think it's not a issue to make a film about, but there's a lot of films that are about that, and I don't think Anora necessarily is the best one out there.
Okay. Yeah.
I wanted more backstory to her. Like, have you seen it?
Yeah.
I wanted her to go home to her house in Queens and it was her entire family because she doesn't make enough money to get out of there.
Yeah.
I'm like, her sister and her sister's husband, I don't know who these people are. Her home life doesn't seem that bad. And then when they're like, spoilers, when they're on the plane and the mom is like, I will literally fucking ruin you and everybody you care about. And then she gets on the plane. I'm like, but I don't know who you care about.
Yeah.
Like,
totally.
you got on that plane because you didn't want to ruin those people, but I know nothing about those people. So it's like,
Yeah.
it didn't give me enough for that to be
To
motivated.
root for her.
Yeah.
I agree. I think to both of your points, Mikey Madison was fantastic.
Yeah,
Not
I
a
agree.
slight on her at all.
Yeah.
And it was beautifully cinematic as well.
Yeah, it was wonderfully shot, and everyone clearly put care into it. I think, yes, in young women, our image is just so integral to like who we are and to like what how we kind of like exist in the context of society. However, I think I wanted to know why.
Yeah.
Like the substance is a great
Yeah.
example of
yeah.
that's why. Like
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah, and I think there a lot, the entire theme. I mean, to my understanding, the entire theme of that movie was about women's struggle with identity in that matter, and I think a lot of the like, Honora always did have like her fancy clothes on, her makeup done, her, I forget what they're called, the little things in her hair that were her little pink things in her hair and her jewelry
Or the,
on.
like tinsel.
Yeah. Like there was a lot of stuff done with that, but I don't think there was any other than that final scene of her crying after what she had just done with, I forget that character's name.
Igor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After what she had just done with Igor, I didn't think other than that there was much other playing off of that theme. Like throughout the
Yeah.
movie, I think it would have been more interesting if there was other things that caused her to have some conflict in her head of like, I mean, there I don't know. I enjoyed the movie. I'm not saying in any way that I didn't think it was a good movie, but I'm not sure if I think it is Best Picture worthy.
Yeah. Okay. Isa, what's your hot topic?
My first hot topic is I hate the term crashing out.
Not me, like literally using it right before this podcast.
Literally crashing out.
Not
right
me.
Now.
Not Ian and I constantly crashing out over FaceTime.
I just think people use it too often. They're like, I'll watch TikToks and they're like, I'm literally crashing out because I can't get this mascara to look good. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're just annoyed. That's not crashing out.
Yeah.
Like,
I can crash out.
like crashing out to me is like you work yourself and then you're like, holy fuck, like what the fuck just happened? Like that kind of stuff. I'm like, I understand there is crashing out. I think people use it way too much.
Okay.
That's my first one.
Love.
Also, why not just say you had a panic attack?
Why not just get diagnosed with anxiety?
Yeah.
Say it for what it is. Do you have any?
Yeah, I do. It's not really a hot topic, or a hot take. It's more of a hot fact, because it's in time
Hot
for
fact.
Valentine's Day. I forget her name. I think it was like Susan. It was some white lady name. But in like the 50s, Galentines Day was invented because it was to celebrate like your female friendships.
Love.
And I don't know. I just been like loving my female friendships out here, and I was like, yes, oh my god, female friendships.
In a similar vein, my next hot topic was that I think Valentine's Day is overmarketed and overrated.
Yeah. You're not the first one to think that.
Yeah, I think, like, and maybe that's just because I live with my significant other.
Sure.
We eat dinner together every night. Like,
Yeah.
I don't.
Every
which
night's-
it is fun to have like a specific holiday where it's like it's supposed to be fancy, whatever. But I'm like, there's too much stuff that is Valentine's Day galore all over the place, everywhere, and it's just upcharged and yada yada yada. I'm like, it's too much.
Ian's like, yeah. And then hides the flower, like just stuffs flowers behind the couch.
Don't get me wrong, I love a romantic gesture, but it doesn't have to be limited to just one day. Wink, wink.
Ian's like, I understand.
Extend Valentine's Day 365/66 days a year. Include those
If
leap
it's a
years.
leap year, okay, especially the leap years.
No, you get leap year off.
Aren't you guys like? Oh wait, probably not this week anymore. But didn't you guys have like plans
Next
to go
week.
next
yeah.
week? Okay.
We're going out to dinner on Valentine's Day, and then next weekend we're going on a trip.
That's so fun.
Yeah, but we specifically wanted to go on a trip the weekend after Valentine's Day because we knew this
It'll be
weekend was
cheaper.
going to be more expensive. Yeah,
You guys are so smart for that.
Thank you.
So smart.
Yeah,
There's probably going to be a lot of people doing Valentine's Day trips to where we're going as well. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 fair.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any more?
Yeah. I guess my hot topic is please stop okay. For some reason in LA, people on Hinge love to do portrait mode as their first like photo, and it just something about it just screams pretentious to me.
What percentage of the people on Hinge have like professional headshots in their profiles? Do people put professional headshots?
People put like not headshots, but like portraits, like professional portraits.
That's insane.
That's ridiculous.
Isn't it? I want to say like 35%.
Oh my god.
More than it should be.
That's insane.
Yeah. Guys. And it's always the men. It's actually never any other gender.
I want to read something regarding men in LA that my friend Cameron
Please.
sent me the other day. My friend Cameron goes to fashion school in New York. He goes to FIT. And today, or the other day, we were talking about Cameron visiting in LA and what we would do. And Cameron said, there's also hella clothing stores. I'm also on a personal mission to murder all LA men's fashion influencers.
Cameron.
But it's more of a personal vendetta.
I will say, as someone who lives not in Bleep, you guys know where I live, but like the amount of I don't live in Silver Lake. The amount of Silver Lake dudes who just, my God, they look like Matt Winning. That's one of our teachers who just always wear black jeans and like a flannel and
Yeah.
Or it's like the
Beanie.
light wash with a Detroit Carhartt jacket.
Yeah.
It's
Disgusting.
like the trope is insane.
it's
Those
And
were
my-
the type of men I was fighting at the Goodwill bins today. I got a Carhartt jacket taken away from me because a guy was touching the bins before they were supposed to. I was like,
God.
fuck you.
Cameron controversially said that all the fires should have been contained to their apartments.
That's such an FIT kid like
Yeah.
answer.
So awful.
I love Cameron, but it's not. I think LA would be a much happier place.
Look,
Yeah.
and let's be clear, Cameron is a nice guy. He should not be sent to jail. He was not sending actual threats.
This will get him on, this won't get him on any more lists than he's already on. So,
He's on a hit list. That's so funny. But yeah, I guess, do either of you have any more hot topics? Okay.
I have two more.
Okay.
One isn't really a hot topic, it's just a little story. There is this cat on TikTok who is an orange cat, also named Garbanzo. And I am obsessed with her. It's a her, though.
Okay.
But apparently this person fostered it when it was really little, and then they adopted it out, and then it got returned to the shelter, and the person just like didn't want it, and the person that fostered it tried to contact the owner, and they like blocked him. So they took Garbanzo back in, and she's 25 pounds.
they just like fattened up this cat and then put it out on the street.
Yeah.
I hate people sometimes.
Yeah. So now I'm really invested in, because right now she's really scared and like hissy and won't really let the fosterer touch her. So I'm really invested in this story now.
I have a hot topic. I
Okay.
just thought of another one.
Okay.
I hate people that overfeed their pets.
Yes.
I absolutely hate it. It's just, I'm sorry, Sophia Leche, if you're listening,
They overfeed their.
but
Kenny's a little fat.
Yeah, can he put her on a diet, girl? Like
Is that a cat or a dog?
cat.
Cat.
Okay.
There's something that is so sad to me seeing a dog at the age of 10 struggling to walk around, or seeing a cat that literally won't play. Like, come on.
Kenny will play. Kenny will play.
Kenny will play. It's
But she is
yeah.
bulbous.
Bulbous?
Yeah, no.
No, Ian, when we got a cat, was specifically like, it's not going to
We're
get fat.
we're putting this cat on a schedule, and we can give it treats every once in a while. But like, my cat I'm not going to have a fat cat. That is just not something that I have in the cards.
Yeah.
And Bonzo's very lean.
Yeah.
Bonzo's a healthy weight.
Bonzo's also a year old.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
But
As he stares at his food bowl, waiting for more.
he's not
Yearns for sustenance.
No,
To be clear, we
he's a
feed him
healthy
the
weight.
correct amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We feed him enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've made sure of this.
Ian's like, not too much, not too little. That's so funny. Issa, what about your next one?
My last one to round out the podcast is talking about Taylor getting booed at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think that's insane. And everyone was like, no, they were just booing at all the Chiefs fans. And I'm like, no, they weren't. No, they weren't.
I saw a theory that on a different screen, on like the Jumbotron, they were like pointing the camera at Donald Trump, and people were booing Donald Trump, not Taylor Swift. I saw that theory. Not sure how much validity there is to that, but
I think men have really fragile egos,
Yeah.
and they hate to see a woman get more fame than any of the players. And
Yeah.
they're like, beep, 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 beep. I hate her because she's really famous and makes a lot more money than all these football players.
Yeah, she's dating like a chief like player. And,
to
like,
be clear, I don't like football. I don't like Taylor Swift. I'm a very
That's such hot topics.
yeah. I do. This is another hot topic of mine.
those are two.
Yeah.
Ian's like, I'm taking over the podcast. I'm naming all of my
No, this is another hot topic of mine. I really respect what Taylor Swift has done with her career.
Okay.
And I think she's very powerful in what she's done, and she's a great businesswoman.
You don't like her music.
I just don't like her music, and I think what she's done with her music is amazing. Like, I think,
Yeah.
getting all of her music under her own copyright was like a very brilliant thing to do, and I really respect her for that. But man, do I think, like, there's people that are like, she's the Freddie of our generation. She's like there's people that are like, put her on this pedestal where it's like,
Freddie. I would say Chapel Roan is the Freddie.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I think, but like, there's no.
Ian can listen to Hot to Go for a while.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's my last hot topic. Sorry to.
I mean, God, what a way to round it out. You can respect the artist and everything that they do, and also not like the art that they make,
Yeah.
and that is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you do vice versa though, with all the stuff going on with?
Separate the
Separate
art.
the artist from separate the art from the artist.
no.
No, you don't think you can?
Oh,
I don't think you can, because in turn you listening to that music, unless you've purchased it on iTunes, is giving that artist money or some type of validity in them being who they are. And so I think it's really hard to separate the music from the artist.
Well, do you think that still stands true for, like, I understand if they're releasing, like, if they're actively releasing stuff, and if something new comes out, like, do you think that works for, like, Kanye West released Donda after, like, some stuff happened.
yeah.
And while it was still a massively successful record, it wasn't as successful as his other records.
I think Kanye's too far gone.
I
Yeah.
agree. Kanye's too far gone.
Like-
I won't listen to any of his
I
future
can't
music.
listen. I don't listen to any of his past music.
Okay.
Yeah, I think at this point he's so far into like being a horrible person and standing for horrible things that it's
Yeah.
like, I really can't it makes me like feel icky to listen to his music now. But like Rex Orange County used to be one of my favorite artists. And when he was going through his lawsuit, I was like, oh no, I can't listen to his music, but I love his music. And then I was like, I feel guilty for listening to his music, but I still really love his music. And then once the lawsuit got dropped, I was like, I can listen again.
Like, yay.
But like, I think artists like Kanye are too far gone to like feel comfortable listening to their music.
I agree. I think
as of recent, I agree as well.
Yeah.
But
I have not just in terms of Kanye, because I, being Jewish, have a very specific feeling about Kanye West and how dangerous his influence is on pop culture, and how fucked he is in the head, but whatever. So I don't listen to his music. But there's other people, like Rex Orange County is a great example where I feel like, oh, I don't know if I can listen to their old stuff because I feel icky, because music is very inherently autobiographical, but it's nuanced. Or like with Lizzo, like the lawsuit was dropped and I was like, woo, like I do love what she stands for.
Yeah.
And she's amazing. But when I don't have the full picture of the person, I don't know how to separate.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a light note.
What a light note. Well, guys, listen to Hot to Go.
Yeah.
Listen to all of Chapel Roan this Galentine's Day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is Galentine's Day, guys.
Is the 13th deemed Galentine's Day?
At least in How I Met Your Mother universe, it is.
Well, then it must be true.
It must be true.
Hopefully everybody's Valentine's Day
It's safe and fun.
Yeah. The day this is coming out is Valentine's Day, so hopefully you're having a good day.
Valentine's Day.
And if you don't have a Valentine, go buy yourself something good. A little sweet
You're
treat.
your own Valentine. I don't have a Valentine. Please. I'm my own Valentine. Okay. I asked myself and I said yes.
Good, because Bonzo was.
Bonzo's not gonna be my Valentine. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah. Our first guest.
Our first guest.
Woo,
One
yay.
of the first of many. Woo! All right.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.